I'm evil now. What?
What does that even mean?
And second of all, what happened to you? Why is your hair white?
Listen. I know it's a lot to take in, but I'm the real deal now. URBANSHADE has finally seen my talent. They asked me to come on full time and keep making propaganda for them.
And you're okay with that? You and Andrell are prisoners. You guys are stuck here. You know that, right? How can you even side with them? Listen, just because I work for them doesn't mean I like them.
All of these questions and I barely even have an answer for you. Just get set up for today. I need some space. Leave me alone. Welcome back to This Week in Pressure, your one-stop series for everything related to your favorite Roblox game. Today's subject, Worth the Wait Part 2. This video is a complete compendium of literally everything possibly coming in the next update. We'll be going from 100% confirmed details and slowly make our way down to the more speculative side of this update. We'll also be touching on a lot of topics that I've gone over in the past month or two, including many of my TikToks talking about charms and lobby changes. Everything will be covered, no matter how big or small, just to really make sure you all understand the size of this next update. And of course, this video would not be possible without the people that helped me make it. I want to give a huge shout out to Dino Desmond. All sources will be in the description. So without further ado, let's get started with the topics we absolutely know are coming to this update. Starting with the most vocal part of this update, the new lobby UI. The lobby will now have a whole new section where we'll be able to visit via UI or in person, where all of the old menu buttons will now be, but physically. From these screenshots, we can see jumpsuits, item skins, token shop, badges, UGC shop, and a gacha machine, along with the charms inventory. The video that was included to show all these teasers came with a final shot of the new documentation screen, for the little place we go to read the documents we collect during the game.
Welcome to your own personal file cabinet. All of the documents you found can be read here in case you want to go over the fine print again, or if you've simply forgotten something. Just let me know which document you want, and I'll get it for you.
With a whole new rigged out animated Sebastian, begrudgingly shoving any information we want into our faces. Ugh, fish breath. Along with the newly rigged Seb in the document place, we'll also be getting fully animated death cutscenes of Sebastian, presumably only coming to the main expedition, since they tend to not update the other mods often. And while you're in the lobby browsing through documents, there will now be an indicator showing other players that you're doing so. In adding even more onto the lobby, we'll be getting quick menus to help us hop directly into a game, as well as what? Wait, what? Modifiers? Huh? As much as we know for now, it's pretty much guaranteed that Modifiers will at least be getting a soft launch in the next update. Maybe not to the extent we've seen laid out in the past few months, but a couple things have been pointed out in this most recent video Zeal posted. We can see in the background a poster next to the other collabs showing off an entity that looks very similar to Dozer from Grace, and we already know a Grace collab is planned. It's been stated that they're also not taking the boring route with these modifiers, and knowing this team, I'm sure they have some big, terrible plans for the ones that are going to be added, you know, since this update is supposed to keep us entertained for a while. Along with this, we also got probably the second most hyped up thing to come out recently, charms. Charms will be small keychains that you can equip to your items. Presumably all items, even though flashlights only have been shown so far. Zeal did say that all charms will work with any item that has a skin, as well as all skins being rigged to fit charms as well. There's a lot coming to the charms, and plenty of them to keep all players happy. And many of the charms also include collaborations, like Piggy, Blocktails, Pinewood, and Innovation Inc. We'll also be getting a chibi charm pack with a bunch of pressure entities in chibi form. And from this screenshot, we can see the Abomination, Pandemonium, Ifestation, and Blitz ones. It'll only take 25 kroner to open a gacha, and every time you buy a capsule, you're guaranteed to get a new one. Along with this charm machine, it'll also have a voice, being able to speak Japanese to the player. And we'll quickly go through this because I've exhausted this topic, but item skins will also be added. Many contributors have helped out with this, giving us an overabundance of skins we'll be able to buy, as well as a Rotten Coral item skin pack game pass we'll be able to get too. That was a fucking mouthful, Jesus Christ. Most skins will be within the range of 500 kroner to 1500, and there will be special skins you can unlock by completing certain challenges or modes. Like beating the vault will give you versions of the flash beacon and flashlight that look like the ones that are coming to the overhaul, but these are only cosmetic. Alright, next we have even more updates for the Wall Dweller. Last time in an update video I showed off the concept art, and well, we've gotten way more than just that since then. We've gotten a full model and animations that will come along with it, as well as new info about how it will play out. We even got a video showing off how it's going to come out of the wall. and a screenshot of a frame from the kill animation. But also at the moment, rescuing friends from wall dwellers will not be implemented after this update, as they do not have time at the moment. But from the kill animation, we can see that it covers our view with gigantic limbs covered in drywall, presumably trapping us behind the walls, and probably just shovels us into its mouth and kills us. But that's just my guess. There's two things that this scary ass thing can do, and it's either crush us or just eat us whole. And of course, we have the crooked and identity fraud grand encounters that are definitely coming next update. It's been a long time coming, but they're finally here. I've talked about both of these full in length way too many times, so let's just skip these. And if you haven't heard of them, just go watch my friend Dino Desmond's video on them. Next up, we have anticipation lines. There will be 30 whole new lines to read and immerse yourself in every run as you start. And Deep Sea Bunnies will now be able to loaf, which is absolutely adorable. They'll also be able to dance just like a certain TV man we know as well. And for some quality changes, we have free cam being removed. After this entire time of it not working, it only seems fitting that we're getting some type of better replacement, as well as some tool changes like items showing percentages instead of a charge bar, and being able to press F on flashlights to strap them to your body, so you can always have a light on if needed. Now we're finally getting into some more exciting news. Rooms and room types. First off, we have the dome. Okay, this is not like part of the script. This is literally written down. Like, there's a section that says rooms and room types, and it just says the dome. And then when I click on it, it goes to a fucking screenshot of Zeal saying, adding the dome. What does this mean? What does this mean, Desmond? Alright, next room type, we have these two teasers from Methia and Citrine, showing off a mess hall of some sorts, with a cafeteria section and a nice checkered floor pattern. We can see this room type doesn't take from many others, having a fully brown color palette and a way more cozy feel. This could be a predecessor of the quarters, which was a planned room type for a really long time, since both of these feel like the same vibes. We also got information that the room type starts with an E and ends in an N. So whatever it could be, it's something along that. We also got a screenshot a while ago of Sophie posting meals the prisoners at URBANSHADE would eat, which means this could allude to the cafeteria area we just saw. Zeal has also mentioned in passing that the back halls might come back, and the only reason they're broken is because they're using the old doors from before Worth the Wait Part 1. Now, let's move on to Pipsqueak. First off, Pipsqueak might actually be coming to the main game, since this post from one of the writers alludes to Pipsqueak possibly having another role out of the hunted mode, but this could also just mean Pipsqueak's document is finally being added. A lot of players have been very vocal about his return in something other than the hunted, so if I were to bet on it, I assume Pipsqueak will be coming as a modifier for the main game's new mode. Now, let's talk about some miscellaneous stuff. First up, we have this teaser from Zero of a song and an image of something unrelated to the gambling stuff Zeal has planned. The song is very jazzy and reminds me of some kind of waiting room. Then we have the screenshot of Zeal talking about challenges coming to this update, which could signify either badges or modifiers since we now know those are coming as well. Then there's this screenshot of what's presumably another timer, but I'd assume it isn't a new speedrun timer since the one we currently have is perfectly fine. So maybe this has to do with challenges as stated before. Now we're entering the likely with a small chance of doubt zone. Everything here has been confirmed, but there's a tiny chance it might not be coming this update. Very slim chance of that though. Let's finally talk about the gambling. Zeal has been hard at work making a cool casino we'll be able to play in our free time. It'll use an in-game currency that you'll only be able to use at this casino. Every 15 minutes, you'll be able to get a certain amount of currency from Rack Jumper, which you can then use on the casino. There's going to be blackjack and poker. Here's a little preview of the casino, which greatly resembles the cabin rare room in the main game, which it probably is, just repurposed. We can then see Zeal play a round of blackjack, lose, and then slam his puny little hand down on the table. I can already tell this area is going to be brimming with personality. Alright, and next we have... Yeah, I'm not touching this. Go watch Dino Desmond's video if you want to know about these. But I will be going over a couple things that he wanted me to since he missed them. I want to make sure that you guys know that most of the community server teasers are mainly focused on lore in very small details. So with that out of the way, the first screenshot we have seems to be dialogue, or maybe document text, with the first one either regarding Sebastian or a guardsman maybe, and the second one obviously being in reference to Director Kepler, a loud and proud Texan who has had quite the reputable stay in the Black Site. And next we have a lot of redacted text, most likely being from a new document we may be getting this update. To start off the 80% category, we have some interesting stuff. Hopping back into collabs, we have one with Draggy, a Roblox developer known for making a game called Conundrum's Challenge. We got the screenshot of a mask that resembles one of Conundrum's 4 emotions, with Draggy replying with, "I wonder who that is." I don't think it's too far off to assume this may be another modifier challenge, just like the Grace one we're getting. Although, we've barely heard any news about this, so it's unlikely we'll be getting this update. Moving on from Draggy's collab, we have this game pass which has looked the same for about a month now, with the description saying, "So tactical." It's obviously something worth hiding if they aren't giving us the name or icon image. Then we have Painter. A lot of things that were previously promised should be getting done around this time if I were to assume, like being able to talk with him in the reanimation of rescuing him. It was also said that his document will also be getting a bit of a fix-up, presumably altering his lore to more fit his character now. Most of the info we have on Painter's updates is very old, and knowing Zeal, he might have forgotten about the smaller details. But if I were to make my best guess, I'd assume the document, rescue animation, and possibly Navi and Painter interactions are coming this update. I said that all in one breath. Oh my god. Homunculus. Just homunculus. It's a research item and it looks really cool. I even made fan art, but I can't find it. Next we have turret variants, which has a very, very small chance of happening. If I were to assume, which sucks, I think these are permanently scrapped. We could also potentially be getting a new Sebastian subtitle icon, depending whether you met him yet or not. Then there's the crying sea bunnies, which would happen if their friends got caught up in a landmine explosion. This has never been shown or teased other than this message from Zeal a while ago. We also still have this green zombie looking texture, which has been around since early last year. Zeal also said not to worry about it, so I'd assume this one is completely scrapped. And to finish off this segment of the video, I asked Zeal himself if there's anything new he would like to show off for this video, and he gave me this. A picture of a new ghost that you'll be able to use if you don't have the Game Pass, which will be able to be used by watching a quick ad after you die. He also told me that this should be taken with a grain of salt, with a big maybe sticker slapped on it. So this one is really up in the air if it's actually coming. Now we're moving on to my speculative thoughts about this update, and what I think might happen. First, I want to talk about how Worth the Wait Part 1 had a secret second grand encounter of Firewall, which was not announced until the trailer came out. Could another secret grand encounter come out with Identity Fraud and the Crooked? Possibly. I wouldn't put it past them to cram as much as possible into this update. Plus, we've seen over the months so many different side projects get done in such a quick succession that it makes me feel like they could have had things done for one already, especially with grand encounters that have been planned since before even Friendly Fire, as in Abomination. So when it comes down to it, I wouldn't be surprised if we get a secret third grand encounter, nor would I be disappointed if we didn't. And when it comes to entities, I'm sure we'll be getting plenty of those. Just like Bottom Feeder, I'm sure this update will come with plenty of new anomalies followed by their documents. Lots of the staff have been talking about world building and storytelling recently, so I'm sure we're getting plenty of new entities to stare at while they work on the overhaul. Especially with enemies that we've seen before, the modifiers are definitely going to give light to certain monsters that have been locked away in other modes, such as the Hunted and possibly even the Graveyard. Hello.
Hello.
Okay, so out of everything that's coming to Worth the Wait Part 2, what are you most excited for?
Probably have to say all the new entities.
Anything in particular?
Nah, not really. I'm just excited to see more variety in the threats.
It probably have to be the Wall Dweller. I like his animation. I also am excited for the floor, him coming out the floor.
Oh, that was
I wonder how that's gonna work.
that was scrapped.
No!
Modifiers.
Modifiers? Okay, you're the first person to mention them.
Really? There's no way.
I bet probably about 8 people now. You're the first person.
They're not excited for making the game actually difficult. Are you serious?
Not anything in particular, but I'm kind of looking forward for their different room types, if there are any.
Oh yeah. Hello.
Fingers in his ass.
Okay.
More Sebastian content, please.
Okay, that's a pretty good answer.
This one animation of him spinning the file, bro. I wish he could spin my intestines like that.
I'm excited for collecting the little charms because I love gambling. I'm
honestly really excited for the wall dwellers. They look really freaky, but honestly I think it's a great change, especially from how close they were to the filth in Ultra Kill. A way better design and originality.
The charms, I just think things like that in games are really cute. Marvel Rivals added that, and that's kind of gotten me back into it. I just think the little buggers on the screen are cute.
Alright, now that you heard some of my friends' excitement, I can't wait to hear yours. Let me know in the comments your most anticipated part of this update. But that wraps up about everything we know at this point of recording. Hopefully nothing huge comes out the day after, just like every other video I make about these. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Now it's time for me to drink a million Bloxy Colas and hibernate until next upload. Smell you later. Bye bye.
You know it's not long until they start asking real questions.
Well, what am I supposed to do? I can't tell them the truth. They could get hurt. I just need to focus on making bigger and better videos now.
Did you get all of that, sir?